Hey guys, Last Pro Weekend here, and I'm coming at you with episode 3 of how to grow your channel from 0 subs, 0 views. Now, in the last 2 episodes we talked about, the first episode, we talked about interacting with other YouTube channels. In our second episode, we talked about where to post to Reddit. And in this episode, we're going to talk about social media platforms. Now, I'm going to do kind of a brief overview of some of the different social media platforms and how they can help you and some of their pros and cons. But if you want a more in-depth review, my partner Luxboo is actually the one who takes care of most of our social media. So please, in the comments below or in the Reddit post, please let me know that you would like to get a little bit more of an analysis, especially from like a Twitter standpoint, and I will definitely have my partner make a Reddit post or at least make a video. So what I will also talk about along with doing the overview though, is also some things you probably want to consider from a person who is just starting out on YouTube. So my first piece of advice when starting out on YouTube and looking into social media to help promote yourself is don't spread yourself too thinly, too quickly, especially. I've seen a lot of small-time YouTube channels, and we did a little bit of it ourselves. We tried to branch out onto too many different social media platforms, and we kind of burned ourselves out pretty quickly in terms of trying to keep up with all of them. And you kind of eventually just half-ass the effort with all the different platforms you're doing, and then the people who are following you on those different platforms kind of become disenchanted to really following you or really caring at all what you have. This is something that I think is vitally important for you to make sure that when you're starting out, stick to what you know. Stick to the social media platforms that you know really well. Once you start growing, once you have a bigger audience, and I mean a much bigger audience, like I'm not talking 100 subs, I'm talking a lot of subs, then you can start looking into the other social media platforms that you're maybe not that familiar with. But I would really just stick to what you know, leverage the hell out of that, try to gain as many subs and gain as much of a good connection with other people on the social media platforms you know well before really trying to branch off into other ones. I've seen channels that had Twitter, Google+, Facebook, Vine, Instagram, Tumblr. Like, yes, I understand that we're all trying to capture as many followers or potential viewers as possible, but a regular person can only keep all those going up for so long. So I would really say stick to the basics, stick to what you know, and just run with it. That's what you need to do if you're going to really look to have social media be your baseboard in terms of promoting your channel. Now I'll kind of go into a little bit of a quick overview of the different social media platforms and how they can help you. This could be discussed for hours, honestly, but I'm really trying to keep the videos of this series short and sweet. So like I said before, if you want to hear more about things like Facebook and Twitter, by all means leave it in the comments or leave it in the Reddit post and let me know. And I will definitely make sure that we go into more discussion, whether on the Reddit post itself or in a later video with Luxboo. Now, the first and probably the most important social media platform that you will probably need to use as a new YouTube creator, a new Let's Player, is Twitter. Twitter is such a good way to reach out to those people who you maybe don't know, to find those communities, to find those groups, and post your content. I mean, YouTube already has a feature in its upload, in its publishing features, that allows you to tweet your video as soon as it's published to YouTube. I mean, it really can't get much easier than that. There's a lot of great groups out there, a lot of great hashtags to interact with other people on. Hashtag support small channels is one of them. That's the one that me and Luxboo and a couple other guys use all the time, and it's a great way to share content with other people and to interact with other people. And then it's just a good way to interact with just people from all different walks of life, and they don't even have to be part of the YouTube community for them to at least enjoy or talk about what you're interested in. So I think Twitter is a great way to get the ball rolling for anyone when they're looking to really start their channels and really starting trying to promote on social media. The next one I'm going to talk about is Facebook. Facebook it has its good and its bads, and I think the goods really do well and the bads really do bad. Facebook, in terms of creating a fan page or creating an account for yourself for your YouTube channel, can be tough to do because it's really hard to gain fans for your page when you're just starting out, and you can just basically be talking to a brick wall by posting there. You know, it's not really like it's going to be seen by many. So that can be a problem, and something that I would say, unless you have a large amount of fans or a fair amount of fans, or you know, you plan on going the route of using your friends and family to help kickstart your channel growth, which I will cover and I think in our last episode. That's not me personally. You know, I don't want it. We never did that. We never looked to our friends and family to help start us. We kind of, you know, did it from scratch. So if you're looking to save your friends from, you know, your constant content uploading, unless they're genuinely interested, I would maybe say to hold off on this. Once again, this is just my advice. By all means, do what you think is necessary, but that's just how I've always looked at it. For its positives, though, is that Facebook is really, really, really good about bringing groups together. Obviously, people on fan pages and whatnot just, you know, completely come together and just eat up all the content that is provided and, you know, given to people. So if you can find a good Facebook page to share your stuff with, to talk to other people about what you're making or what your interests are, then it's a great way to do that, especially from a YouTube content creator standpoint. And it's a great way to maybe post some stuff that you've made and hope that some people will find interaction with it. Now, for my last one is Google+, and I'm gonna be honest, this is gonna be a little bit of a biased take on Google+. I've never really seen it. It's more of always just been a necessary evil, like, you know, you have to make it when you make a YouTube account. And it's just one of those things that, from how I've seen people use it, especially from the Let's Play and from a YouTube content creator standpoint, people don't do a whole lot of interaction with it. There's not much. It's kind of meant to be like a Facebook, but in no way is it really a Facebook. And it just kind of comes off to me as like a video dump, kind of like the subreddit Let's Play videos. Like, I don't really know if anyone's actually watching those videos out there. I know I usually have very seldomly watched videos that people posted to their Google Plus accounts. You know, I'll look to Twitter or just my own subscription list before I do that. That's just my own take on it. I would love for you guys, if you've had very positive reactions, or you know, you think you have a much better way of using Google Plus, by all means, leave it in the comments, leave it in the Reddit post. I would love to hear about it. I mean, from the positive interactions I've had, is there are really cool little niche groups of people that are kind of joined together to help each other, promote each other, and help, you know, have views and talk about video games. And so there is a really cool aspect of that. It does kind of have a weird meshing of Facebook and Twitter from that standpoint. So I think that's really cool. I think that's a nice defining feature of Google Plus. But I mean, I wouldn't say, if I had to choose between Twitter, Facebook, and Google Plus to start out with from a young Let's Player standpoint, definitely put my money behind Twitter. Definitely. I'll put all my money behind Twitter. That would be the social platform I would encourage anyone to use. So by all means, use that. I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up here, guys, though. We're getting a little late on my timing. So if you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments below. Please subscribe to see the rest of the episodes. If you have any other social media platforms that you use to a great extent, let me know. I'd love to hear them. Alright guys, well, that about wraps it up. This is Last Rohican, and as always, happy gaming, gamers.